Good morning. I want to talk to you all today about spooky horses. I want to talk to you all today about, let's just call them ignorant horses. Let's talk about horses that have got crappy minds. It seems like here this winter I've had a bunch of that. And but we're lighting them out, and I wanted to come and share with you on how I think about that. We get a lot of people call us, their horse is spooky. Their horse gets anxious. It does this, it does that. Okay, some of those horses that I have decided are what I want to call looking for something to be scared about. They're looking for something to try to get away from. They're looking for something to be anxious about. So, after a while, as you all know, and you all have seen our videos, we believe in horsemanship. We believe in teaching our horses. And we still do. That is the primary basis of our training here. But some horses, it's going to take a little bit more. And as you can see behind me, he has a set of sideline hobbles on, which means they go from the front foot to the back foot on the same side. He's also hobbled his front 2 feet together. And because you train horses by, number one, moving their feet, or you train them by constraining their feet. Now, I will constrain their feet whenever their feet are just going crazy and their mind's going with them. And as I've gotten older, I'm not going to put up with them horses dragging me around. And I figure most of you folks out there don't want that either. I would advise you, if you're not capable of doing these things, and you kind of need to know what you're doing, take them to somebody who does. Now, we've got him all hobbled up there, and Joy's been walking around with him with a flag. Now, we started out this morning with no hobbles. And the whole thing about it is he didn't go crazy like he did yesterday, but he's constantly backing up, His eyes are big, he's snorting, and all that stuff. So I started out with just my rope halters and hobbled his front feet again. Well, then he would move over and rear up, and he would take off. Them horses, with their front feet together, they will figure out a way. I believe they can run faster with them hobbled than they can without them. So I said, okay, let's get him back out here in the middle, and we'll put the sideline hobbles on him. And that's what we've done. Now, as you can see, he's standing there. He would really like to get loose. But what that's doing right there is teaching him patience. It's teaching him patience and teaching him to cope with things. He doesn't know how to cope with things. When you put a lot of pressure on him, he don't know really what to do except flee. What I want him to do, and that's nature doing that. That's what a horse does. They're big chicken crap. If something's going to get them, man, they run. So what we want him to do is to stop running and stop thinking. Because his first reaction is to get away. His first reaction is to be scared. Now, as you can see, he's standing there pretty nice now. But here in a little bit, his brain's going to take off, and he's going to go to kind of fighting that a little bit. Will there be some hair knocked off him in this process? Sure. I would rather have the hair knocked off him as I had you. Let's get these horses down here and start thinking. I've said it a lot. Horse training is not always pretty. Sometimes it gets pretty Western. But when you got people bringing you a horse and they expect results, there it is. You're going to have to do something. What the problem with most of them is they've had their butts powdered and petted on so much that they really don't care. So therefore, drastic times calls for drastic measures. Okay? A lot of things that we're doing right now is letting him sit there and fight himself. Let him fight himself. Let him figure it out, because we've taught and taught and taught and taught and taught, and we're not getting through to him. So now we'll just let him sit there and do it on his own. But I wanted to come to you today and kind of bring this up on these spooky horses. There's people out there that'll be on a spooky horse or something, they'll get off of them immediately. You are teaching that horse to be spooky. Now, some of them are older. I don't blame them. They can't get hurt. The main thing is you've got to stop doing that, and you've got to stay up there and get them and help them through it. There's another thing that I've had. As you all know, Sissy worked for us. She's gone now. Her and Blake's left, and that's fine. We're tickled to death for them and wish them good luck. And I've had other people in here riding horses for us. And especially on young horses. They'll say, I hate this horse. I hate this horse. I hate this horse. Let me tell y'all something. That horse don't know nothing. The horse is not intentionally screwing with you. The horse don't know anything. They're green. You have to help them through it. You've got to help them through it. And you've got to show them things. Okay? We got a horse in here right now. Everybody that come and rode who hated her. Well, I finally said, well, let me have her. When I first got on her, did I like her? Nope. Because I'd been watching them ride her. She looked great until I got on her, and then I kind of seen what they was talking about. But it didn't take an hour. And now every time we get her out, you get on her, and she walks off. She was doing all kinds of stupid stuff. What I'm trying to tell you is I helped her through it and showed her that wasn't the thing to do. So just remember, whenever you're dealing with green horses or you're starting colts, look, folks, those colts don't know. They are doing whatever they think they need to do to survive. And you've got to be the one in charge letting them know that is not what you got to do. That's what we're doing here. We're letting him know this is not what you need to be doing. What you need to be doing is just exactly what you're doing right there. I've got a colt in here, a 2-year-old. I've rode him 3 times. He's great. He's great. I'm not letting nobody else ride him. I'm going to ride him. Me and Joy, we've been very, very blessed. We've been here for going on 12 years. Everything that we have done in that 12 years' time, me and Joy have done it. And we're going to continue to do it. And what we're going to do is make our horses even better. So, always something else too. Weather's been cold, as you can hear probably the furnace back there blowing. That gets very expensive whenever it's cold in here. Next week is going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible for us here as far as the temperatures go. But let me tell y'all something. The week after that, it's on. It's back up in the 50s and the 60s. And we're just sitting here biding our time, and it's cold. We've got the heater going, so we can come in here and work. It don't heat the barn, but it does knock the chill off. So the main thing we're doing is doing our job in here. And by cracky, here in about a week, you're going to see us in the woods absolutely tearing it up week after next. So, but on the spooky horses, I wanted to come to you and talk to you a little bit about that. We've, it kind of goes back to what your grandma might have told you or what mine told me. If I got scared, if I got to crying or something, she'd say, son, let me tell you something. You keep that up, I'm going to give you something to cry about. And she would. So it's just kind of like the horse. If you want to be scared, I'll give you something to be scared about. And then we'll start dealing with that and pull them back down and teach them that it's okay. So this here's kind of a direct video that we're doing, but sometimes you just had enough. You have had enough, and you need to address your problems. So if there's anything we can do to help you, feel free to contact us, and we'll see you on the trail. How was that?